Good evening, everyone. I'm meteorologist Cassie Knoll, and this is your 10 weather impact recap for the week. The final week of August was a scorcher here in East Tennessee and across the country. In Knoxville, we set a new record high temperature of 97 degrees on Friday the 30th, and we were under code orange air quality alerts last week because of high concentrations of ground level ozone. In Philadelphia, officials dismissed schools early last week because of the weather. Temperatures reached the 90s, and with high humidity and many classrooms don't have air conditioning, a school district spokesperson said officials monitor those temperatures and make decisions that align with emergency protocol. That extreme heat also fueled severe weather. In Minnesota, storms on August 26th knocked out power for almost 150,000 Twin Cities households. Then the next morning, another round of storms complicated cleanup efforts and power restoration. These storms forced families to run for shelter at the Minnesota State Fair. Now that we are into September, let's take a look back at what a wild month August was for weather. And the roller coaster ride actually started at the end of July with flooding in Sevier County. On Sunday, July 29th, parking lots flooded at Dollywood. You could see people wading through the water as they left the park. On lower slopes of the parking lot, some car tires were mostly underwater. Then on Tuesday, July 30th, a downpour caused Paper Mill Drive in West Knoxville to flood, making it look more like a river than a road. This problem dates back years, but city leaders say they're looking into a solution. On the first day of August, Knoxville set a new daily rainfall record of 1.82 inches of rain recorded at the McGee-Tyson Airport. That is half of our average monthly rainfall for August in just one day. The third weekend of the month was also soggy, and by the 18th, we had passed the average monthly total for rainfall. Then it didn't rain again for the rest of the month, literally. Well, almost. Even though we finished the month of August with a surplus, drought conditions have expanded and worsened across East Tennessee. You can see that moderate drought developing on the plateau and down in the Southern Valley. As far as temperatures go, we had a little bit of fall-like weather here and there throughout the month, but the final week of August, that's the big story. It was a scorcher with that record high temperature and highs in the upper 90s. So where does August rank in the record books? Well, because of the ups and downs, we actually came out about 1 degree above average for the temperatures and slightly above average for rainfall. Now, August also marks the end of meteorological summer, which includes June, July, and August. Knoxville did have the 14th warmest summer on record this year, and that was a trend seen across the country as many areas had excessively hot temperatures. In fact, a new study from the Journal of American Medical Association says that Americans are more at risk from the deadly effects of heat than ever before. Meteorologist Jackie Jarris has more.
2023 was the hottest year on record globally, and as temperatures rise, heat-related deaths are rising with them.
The thing that just really jumps out at you is in the graph.
Dr. Jeffrey Howard studies the trends of heat-related deaths at the University of Texas, San Antonio. His research shows heat is to blame for more than 21,000 deaths in the last 25 years. The data shows a sharp increase since 2016.
It certainly corresponds to accelerations in temperature. 2023, for example, being the hottest year on record. It's certainly what we're seeing in the data for heat-related deaths is consistent with that pattern.
Some of the hardest hit areas, such as Arizona, Nevada, California, and Texas, have always dealt with heat. But Bernadette Woods-Plackey at Climate Central says this is different.
Our whole baseline level has elevated, not only in our daytime high temperatures, but at night. And that's where we're seeing our temperatures rise the fastest. And unfortunately, in the past, in some places, maybe we could have opened the window at night to cool down. But now, those temperatures are not dropping off at night the same way.
Complicating issues is the fact that heat is essentially invisible.
It does not have the same dramatic looking effect as a tornado or a landfalling hurricane would. But we know it's our leading weather-related killer. So that's one thing that we can do better in communicating on this. It is the easiest of all of our weather types to forecast for.
And to prepare for as our climate continues to change.
It's really incumbent upon us to adapt and adjust our behavior and think a lot more thoroughly about how to prevent these kinds of deaths.
I'm meteorologist Jackie Jarris for the Weather Channel.
Howard says that the number of heat-related deaths is likely underreported due to healthcare officials not knowing some people's history. A heart attack, for instance, may have been preceded by an extended period of high heat. Now, the good news is September 1st did mark the start of meteorological fall. It lasts through November 30th, but astronomical fall doesn't actually start until September 22nd. Let's take a look at what we can expect for this fall season. Talking about the temperatures, we do have a chance for above average temperatures throughout the entire fall season. That's from the Climate Prediction Center, and equal chances of above or below average rainfall. Now, even though it's the start of meteorological fall, that doesn't mean that we're necessarily going to be seeing those pretty fall colors just yet. Let's look at when we typically see the reds, yellows, and oranges start to appear. For East Tennessee and the high elevations, we may start to see those by early to mid-October, but typically you don't see them down in the valley. You'll see them a little sooner on the plateau in southeast Kentucky, generally until mid to late October, maybe even early November. Now, we'll have to see how the hot and dry conditions during the month of August may affect this fall foliage, and we'll have more on that coming up with future episodes. Now, while the weather is still nice, you have some time to get out on the water and enjoy Tennessee's natural beauty. Meteorologist Tavian Whitehurst takes on a one-tank trip to Burgess Falls for some kayaking.
So the first step, of course, is that we have to get our gear, and that's why we're headed to Knoxville Adventure Collective. They're gonna help get us set up with everything that we need.
Looks so cool in here.
There, we got our kayak,
1, 2, 3.
paddles, life jackets, and a dry bag.
Yeah.
Then they taught us how to properly strap the kayak to the car. We were on our way pretty quickly. Now we've got our gear, all we gotta do is get our supplies, and then we're headed over to the river. The trip there is about 2 hours, which is an easy ride that's mostly on I-40.
We made it, y'all, and look at how gorgeous this view is right here.
As we arrived, we happened to catch one of the many guided tours on their way back in. We tuned into a local history lesson told by Tara Hunt, co-owner of Kayaking Adventures of Tennessee.
All right, one last check to make sure we got everything before we get out onto the water. Whoa, we've got bug spray, we've got sunscreen, we got food for energy, and of course, you gotta stay hydrated with some water as well, and your life jackets.
One more important thing that Tara recommended was closed-toed shoes. Due to the flooding, leftover metals or debris may be along the riverbed, so protecting your feet is paramount.
Nice.
And we're off. The journey is 2 miles each way, totaling 2 hours of kayaking. You'll see all sorts of nature and wildlife on your way, from the water, the forest, and the skies. It's a unique angle compared to what you usually see on a hike.
I did it the first time last week, and I was surprised at how fast I was there. You'll hear the waterfall about 7 or 8 minutes before you see it.
Okay, that is very comforting. Thank you.
Oh, and hear it. It's getting so loud. Wait, there it is.
We made it! Burgess Falls right in front of me. She's gorgeous.
Hey, Queen.
You're looking up to Burgess Falls, otherwise known as the Queen of the South. We docked for a while and had lunch on the nearby landing. It's a beautiful view before we made our way back. Out of Sparta, I'm Tavian Whitehurst.
Doesn't that make you just want to get out there and do that? Now we want to answer some of your weather questions. We've received a question from a student asking us to explain something that their teacher mentioned in class. They said that no two sunrises or sunsets are the same. So, is that true? Well, many factors affect the appearance of a sunrise or a sunset. Particulate matter concentrations from pollution or dust can change the color, and so can the temperature profile within the atmosphere. Then you add in the cloud cover and daylight length changing every day, and well, I would say yes, it would be extremely rare for the atmosphere to be in the exact same state as it was the previous day or night, making no two sunrises or sunsets exactly the same. You can always send us your questions, text us or at 865-637-1010 or email us at 10listens@wbir.com. And speaking of sharing things with us, check out this cool video. A long-lasting meteor was spotted flying through the sky in Dandridge late Thursday night into early Friday morning. Gary Winger sent us this video last week. This meteor was seen all across the southeast, and because it lasted for so long, it made it quite a talker. Thank you. Let's take a look now at your 7-day forecast. Looking ahead for the next several days, pretty quiet conditions here in East Tennessee. Temperatures remain near or even below average through the end of the week. And look at the weekend. Highs in the 70s, lows in the 50s. It's going to be feeling quite fall-like as we move into the second full week of September. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, you can always get the very latest forecast on the 10 News app. It's free to download in the App Store.